Yeah, we had our team was really forward thinking in this, and they're like, okay, this is going to be a great platform for you, so you need to have some material ready to go right afterwards.
Very, very cool. I appreciate you all doing this today. Thank you so much, and thanks for accommodating with the video.
We're glad to be here.
Yeah,
amazing. Well, I'm Adam, and this podcast is about the three of you and your journey in music, and we'll talk about in therapy. Well, that's cool.
Amazing. Great. Love it.
Awesome. So first off, well, you're all siblings. Who's the oldest?
You have to guess.
Yeah, we
take a while.
I'm gonna go Josh.
That's our bit.
Josh, are you? I think you're in order from left to right.
Wow.
Whoa. That was probably the quickest that anybody's gotten it. Wow. Impressive. You just intuitively knew.
Or you already know.
Yeah.
I didn't already know. Well, I know that Manny's the youngest because I believe that it's in your profile or somewhere I was reading it said the youngest sibling. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go left to right. Let's see if that gets it.
Yeah. Nailed it.
Awesome. So you're all from what, Oregon area?
Yeah, Portland, Oregon.
Oregon. Tell me about that.
Town, south of it.
Okay, cool. I'm originally from San Diego, but I live in Nashville now, but West Coast kid. But tell me about Portland area. What was that like?
Well, it snowed just recently.
Yeah.
Just kind of weird.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right when we were in Australia and New Zealand doing a tour there, and as soon as we left, obviously it's like beautiful weather over there, really, really hot and humid. And then we get a call from our friends here, and they're like, we have like 9 inches of snow, literally like as soon as you guys left.
Yeah.
And fact about people around here, they don't know how to drive in the snow when it's like just a light little layer. So 9 inches, there were probably so many wrecks. It's ridiculous.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I'm from San Diego. Obviously, it never snowed there. But when I moved to Nashville, I've been here for 2 years. The first year, there's quite a bit of snow, and they just shut the whole cities down. It's like all the whole surrounding area, everything gets closed, school, everything. But this year, we haven't really had much snow. I think it's only snowed one day, and it's interesting to see like the West Coast, like LA was snowing a couple weeks ago, and just the amount of
crazy.
Insanity.
So weird. So maybe it's coming this way later. Who knows? But
it was interesting on when we were on AGT. At that point it started raining just a little bit. It wasn't even terrible, but everything slowed down. Everything on the production end started going it was probably like an hour late. We were like, what's going on?
It's raining
it's
in
raining.
LA.
It's raining in LA, and so that just slows everybody down apparently.
Yeah, we got to shut down the whole city. It's those little rain.
I know. Pretty good.
Wow. So I think I saw that you all come from obviously the three of you are very musical, but do you come from a musical household as well?
We do. Yeah. Dad was actually in a family band as well. So it kind of means we didn't really have a choice. So fortunately we liked it.
Okay. And were you all put kind of in the same lessons? Like, was it piano early on and all three kind of fell suit as far as that went?
Yeah, she started in piano lessons. Yeah, and then I did it, and then Manny did it, and then kind of branched out from there.
Oh wow! So it started then with you, Bethany. You were the first one.
I think.
Yeah, you
piano wise, yeah.
Were you the first one to actually break off? Because we all started with it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think we started with piano. Honestly, I think I ended up on bass because I just didn't want to be the same as my brothers. I'm pretty sure I started on piano. Then he started on piano, and he was good at piano. And I was like, no. And so then I moved to guitar, and then you started playing guitar. And then I was like, I can't play guitar if he's playing guitar. And then I ended up on bass, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh, I really like this instrument. But it was motivated by not wanting to be the same as you guys.
Yeah. You said your dad was in a family band, or you all were together as with your parents?
Yeah, it was more so like his band technically had his brother. And then back in the day, in the 80s, 70s and 80s, they were in playing clubs and stuff like that. So it wasn't just strictly his family, but his brother and him started the band basically. And then they added other people in. But yeah, we really didn't have intentions of being a family band. But it just kind of naturally happened. They actually started playing I was 12 when you guys started playing together. And just covers. and they were doing their thing, and I tried to play a few things, but they kicked me out instantly because I wasn't cool enough. As a 12-year-old, you're just really not that cool.
Yeah.
I was in my turtleneck phase then, and so nothing was very cool then. So I don't blame them. But eventually, I was cool enough to get in the group, and it just slowly morphed. But we never like sat down and were like, let's be a family band.
No, it's just like there was.
It was just and
naturally. It was like you needed people to play, and I don't know, when you're like in a town and like in different bands in high school and middle school and stuff, there's just always reasons to put something together to perform for something. And it just kept evolving, and we liked arranging songs between the three of us, and we took it as a challenge, like how much sound can we get out of just the three of us. So that's when he started doing drums, piano at the same time. He started like looping on his guitar. We just started trying to fill the space, and then it became fun, and then people liked coming to see just us play. We're like, oh, okay, cool, we'll keep playing.
Then it went from doing our own arrangements of covers to eventually writing originals, and that's when things really kind of took off for us. And like, this is really cool. We can do this. We want to do this.
That's awesome. It's cool to have, you know, not only siblings but just people that close to you that enjoy playing as well. Because I know I'm not a good player, but it was always hard to find a drummer or a group of people that all kind of had a similar mindset that wanted to really do it and put the time and effort into it.
Yeah. We were kind of trapped together.
Right. I was going to say that you're all together probably most of the time.
I know.
Who decided to, like, Manny, was it you that wrote the first song, or was there other original songs before that? Like, how did the kind of originals start forming?
Well, I think one of the first songs I ever wrote, so I think I was writing songs before I even knew I was writing songs. My first song was actually like an apology to my parents. I was being very clever because I did something stupid, and I knew I was just going to get roasted for it. So I was like, let me write this lovely apology song, and like sat down and played it for them, and I didn't get in trouble. So
that's brilliant.
For all the kids out there, if they want to get out of something you did, just write your parents a song. So I basically was writing my whole life, but like, I think I wrote a song called Fairy Tale about like my high school sweetheart back in the day. And like, it just kind of started the trajectory of like, oh, this is cool. And maybe it could be something. And it's just evolved so much from there. Songwriting is like my favorite thing and my least favorite thing on the planet. It's this push and pull, love-hate relationship that we have a very toxic relationship with songwriting.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So like when you say that it's a toxic relationship, is it sometimes you just don't feel like writing and you know you have to, or like what do you mean by that? I'm just curious.
It's so like, I don't know. It's like you sit down in a room and it's the blank canvas moment of you have all these feelings inside, and then sometimes your brain, it's like the listener and the writer in your head don't get along. And so like what you're putting out, the like critic in you and the listener in you doesn't get it, and it doesn't like it, so then you get discouraged and you run from it. You don't want to do it, but then you don't get to get your feelings out. So it's literally like a toxic relationship. I'll never leave her. She'll never leave me. We'll just have this push-pull relationship.
Oh, that's funny. So you, Joshua, you said once you all started kind of putting out your own original songs, that's when everything started to really happen for you. Was it in the sense of you guys were putting music online that people were drawn to, or was just playing locally? That, like, what was kind of your first moment?
Yeah, we were not tech savvy enough back in the day to put stuff online. We didn't really know how to do that. So we were just writing stuff for ourselves. And then that we thought, oh, hey, let's play some original music at these shows that we have around town, like at wineries and different things. And so we'd have our cover set, and then we would throw in a couple original songs and just kind of for fun. And then people liked it. And
most of them.
Most people.
There was a lot of times we would try to be clever, and we would do like, we'd play, Shut Up and Dance With Me, a cover. Everyone's dancing.
Yeah.
And then we
sneak our song
to play
in there.
our song. We're like, oh, it's going to work because they're all out here.
Everyone
dance floor was completely empty by that time. And so we did that for a very long time. We paid our dues with that. So we liked the song, but not everyone else did.
Good
sure. What was kind of the validating switch there? Do you remember? I mean, obviously you guys did America's Got Talent, and that's got to be a big moment. But even before that,
we were in the studio, and we were writing and recording some songs, and then he came in with this song Fairy Tale, and our producer was just like, wait a second, this is really good. And so we had just like this kind of really pivotal conversation about it. And he's like, have you guys thought about like really trying to do this? And he's a guy we all to this day, he's one of our favorite humans. We really respect him, and he's been in the industry a while and everything. So
that was like one of a very, very pivotal conversation, because he actually connected us to our current manager that we still work with, that we're going through all this stuff with. So like, it wasn't for that stuff that happened there. It's not one of those things where like, oh, that was just a moment. Literally, like that guy connected us to all these people.
Yeah, it changed everything, it sounds like.
Yeah, very much so. And it just gave us the confidence too, I think, to keep writing and be like, okay, wow, if he who we really respect thinks that this is a good song and thinks that like he sees something with us, then I mean maybe it's true. Maybe we can kind of go for it. So we started dreaming more, as she says.
Mm-hmm. I just have a couple questions on America's Got Talent. I don't want to spend very much time on it, but I know it's part of your story and
huge part of it.
Yeah. So I was just curious, like, once to get on that show, I mean, was that all done kind of through the managers you had, or you had a little buzz? And then when you get on it, all you guys do are originals, which is huge. I mean, that's a not only like a big move and like, but it works, right? I mean, you guys advance pretty far down the line on the show.
Yeah, we have to pinch ourselves. I feel like every now and then, thinking back at that, we actually got to play all these original songs.
So they actually found us. The scouting process for those types of shows is, I think, a lot bigger than people realize, than we realized at the time. And so they found us on social media. We were doing, I guess, the right hashtags at the time. I don't know.
Okay.
But they literally found us, called me. Her name was Destiny, and I didn't believe it. So we didn't.
Who would?
It was way too like. It was way too. It just seemed like a spam call. She's like, "Hi, my name is Destiny from America's Got Talent." I was like, "Sure." And so I missed. I had gotten
later.
Because she had just emailed me. Because I was like trying to like handle all the communications or whatever. And she emailed and I just didn't respond. And I thought it was funny. Didn't even tell them. And then I got a call. And then Destiny had a name and a voice. And like she was actually a person. And she was from the show. And I was kind of rude to her on the phone unintentionally.
You?
I thought me. What? I thought it was spam. And I was like, okay, I've gone to the story. I was like, what was that? And she's like, oh, my name's Destiny from America's Got Talent. And I was like, oh, okay, this is a joke. Told the guys. And we didn't think anything was going to come from it. And we sent a song.
When you first told me, I just laughed. I was like,
I know.
No, absolutely not.
We sent an original and a cover, and they chose the original, flew us out. And it was just like, from there, it just happened. And then we recorded a record while we were on the show. We intentionally went on to it just being like, how can we make this
we
work
were basically just waiting to be kicked off the entire time. Like, the goal was not to win. The goal was not to do anything.
But it gave you a platform,
exactly,
to put yourself in front of a lot of people.
Yeah. So we are so thankful for it. And everyone on the show, they were so lovely, like really, really, really great people.
Yeah.
I saw that you were on the same season as Noah Guthrie. I've had him on my podcast twice.
Noah.
He's great.
Yes.
And that voice, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he's really talented. You guys are insanely talented too. But when I was researching you all, I'm like, oh wow, they were on the same season. That's crazy.
Yeah, I actually we just messaged Noah and I just messaged like the other day. So yeah, we keep in contact with some of the people in our same season.
That's amazing. Was that nerve-wracking going on live television like that for the first time?
Definitely. I think we've played in front of crowds that big, but once you realize all of the millions of people on the other side of the camera, that's where it really it freaked me out. And then also the judges.
Yeah, they're just there to judge you.
Being judged is
that's rough. They just sit there and tear into your original songs. You're like, well, okay. And some of them aren't even musicians. You're like, how do you know about songwriting? Tell me about this.
Yes.
So, but after the show, obviously, there's a lot of people that will wrap up a show like that, and that's kind of it, right? They'll maybe put a song out and people will care for 10 minutes, and then that's the end of it. You all have been able to just use that kind of as a stepping stone to creating a massive career. So that just, I mean, goes to show your skill set. But so you put the first album out right after the show, and then it even got radio play and stuff, right? Is that what I was reading?
Yeah, we had our team was really forward thinking in this, and they're like, okay, this is going to be a great platform for you, so you need to have some material ready to go right afterwards. Fortunately, we had been writing, and so during the show we would fly back, we would record the album, and we were ready to send it off into the world as soon as we were off the show and able to do it. So that was one of the smartest things I think that we've done to date. So that was really helpful.
And with the song, because was Sarah on that same project that you put out, or is that the one after it? Because Machine was a big one for you guys too, right? Got a lot of radio play.
Yeah. Forgot about Machine. God, you're giving us some throwbacks.
Well, so was Sarah a moment that was like, how did that song get? I mean, it's huge, obviously, and you even have a little blurb about it on your website and everything. Tell me about like kind of that, just quickly about that song and what it kind of did for you all.
It was kind of crazy. Well, it was very delayed. Like a lot of our career was very delayed, like success, and which is kind of traumatizing because like we put out this Sarah, which was obviously a very, very intense, honest, vulnerable song that we were scared people were going to hate. And then we just didn't really get a reaction on it. And so it wasn't like they hated it, but it just was like, okay, well, that's fine. So we started working on new stuff, and we were, kind of moving on from that. And then obviously the pandemic happened, which was traumatizing, but it actually was the best thing that could have possibly happened for us, because we got on TikTok. I sat down at the piano one day and sang the first verse of Sarah. This was a year and a half after it came out, and it blew up on TikTok. And then that started to translate into streams. Yeah. And so we started to gain a following on TikTok, which is really where, like, if you come out to our shows, most people, like, I go, where'd you find us? Yeah. Most of them say TikTok.
Oh, and yeah. I mean, you have a huge following on TikTok, obviously, but
yeah, it was just an acoustic piano version of Sarah on TikTok.
Wow. I've interviewed a couple artists that have had similar experiences. Well, Mother is a big one that I can remember right now. It's just like they had 4 or 5 albums, and then those older songs, they're like, why are these streaming? Like, what is happening? And it's TikTok. Somebody made a video with the song, and then it does well. Or it's crazy how that happens even with a song. I mean, not that Sarah was that old of a song, but you said you had put it out and it did its thing, but to have it kind of reborn out of a social media platform is wild.
It's stressful. It's very stressful, but it's very, very, very.
Yeah.
Wow. And you put a record out in 2020 as well, right? With the Dear Paranoid, Sincerely Me. Was that something you had all worked on prior to, everything shutting down, or was that something that came out of the pandemic?
No, our first single from that one came out right before the pandemic hit. And then, we had lots of plans for it. And then we ended up touring that record virtually for that whole year. We put together the first thing we did was we set up this massive filming for that song with the smallest crew possible, 2 live shows. I look back, I'm like, that was so crazy because we had like a 12 p.m. show and a 5 p.m. show. Normally you'd have like, probably 15 video people doing it. We had like 2 guys he did it live, and like
lives.
He made it look incredible. And we got to do like a virtual meet and greet with the fans. And so we just kept doing virtual performances of that record for that whole year, and stayed on TikTok.
We almost didn't put that record out. Like, we talked about it, when everything went down. We're like, should we just wait and put it out, once we kind of started coming out of the pandemic? But we're just like, this is when people need music the most, and so might as well just do it.
It was a lot of work for us just because of the virtual stuff. Is really not, and it doesn't give us anything because there's no one there. There's no applause. There's no connection.
No
energy.
Yeah, so you're just playing to the screen.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like drinking decaf coffee.
Yeah, it was just a year basically of doing that, and so it was very, very draining. But I think that also was something that really helped curate a fan base.
Yeah, just kind of being seen, especially when everyone's inside.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that experience at all like spilled over to your album Happy? Like with
Oh,
those songs or anything?
yeah. I mean, some of the songs on Happy were also written during the time I was writing Dear Paranoia.
Yeah, a couple of
Oh
A couple
wow.
of them were written during that same time. They just didn't fit the project.
Yeah.
But then later on, as we started to, because I mean, each record, like, there's over 100 songs probably that like are kind of dwindled down to your 12 or 15.
Wow, that's a lot. I mean, I've talked to artists that'll be like, "Oh, we had 30 going in or 25." To have over 100 and then have
I
to
mean, they're
sift
not
through
all
all
like
of it.
finished. They're like some of them just like a verse and a chorus,
But
but
still, I
you know,
mean, it's something. I mean, that you have to.
yeah,
Yeah, no, it's true.
so yeah, it definitely carried over into Happy, because Happy was that was an exciting time for us because we actually were getting to go out.
We knew that we were going to get to
shows.
tour this record, and we were like,
And so we were able to take some songs from like way back when, because that Happy was written during like while I was married at one point, going through a divorce, being single, meeting new people. All of Happy was written through. It's a very, very like long-winded record as far as like songwriting goes, because some of them were written like right before the record came out, and some of them were written 3 years earlier.
yeah.
Wow.
And so it's a very interesting record in that way.
Your songwriting is so vulnerable. I mean, and the topics you guys take on is really, I mean, it's heavy, but the way you do it is intelligent and it makes sense. And it's really impressive how that. So I'm excited to hear in therapy, because that seems like it's going to be another heavier subject line to talk about with mental health and everything.
Yeah.
Comes out tonight.
Yeah.
But I want to talk to you about that song. But just real quick on Happy, was that tour, or were those the first shows you guys got a chance to play?
Yeah.
You know, after kind of the TikTok thing happened, and then are you seeing like a totally different fan base or more people showing up when it comes to that?
Yeah. I remember we played a show.
Well, the people felt different. Like,
Definitely.
Yeah, no, because
it wasn't even just numbers. It was like the commitment and the love that we felt with the fans. It's like we'd cultivated it over the year 2020.
Yeah.
There was
we hadn't seen.
Yeah, we hadn't seen them yet, and so we felt the love for them.
Yeah.
But like seeing them show up, and then everybody's having these Sarah tattoos, we were like, "What the hell?" Like
Wow.
It was kind of like you connected. It was like you're online dating with someone.
Yeah.
And like you really are connecting, but you never met in person. And then all of a sudden you get there and you're like, oh my God, this is so cool. It was really, really cool.
Fortunately, it was a positive online dating experience. Yeah, it wasn't a negative.
No catfish.
No catfish. Yeah, because I would
say, wow, you're way shorter than we thought.
Everybody said
that. Yeah, I would imagine just seeing the numbers has got to be really cool, and the amount of followers and views and everything else, but to see it actually translate into human beings at the show. Yeah,
we were terrified because right the day Happy came out, we had a show, just actually in Portland. We were just doing a hometown show, and we were gonna play all the songs from the new record.
Because we were prepping for the tour.
Yeah, we were prepping for the tour, and I was like, they're not gonna know anything. It literally just came out. Those guys, they sang every single word.
Even to like the deep tracks that we knew we wanted to play.
Was like blown away. It was very, very
cool. That's amazing. And you just got back from New Zealand, Australia, right? Is that where you're talking? Yeah. And you're doing another tour, US leg here coming up.
We're leaving tomorrow morning, actually. Yeah.
Wow, that's exciting. How was the shows in New Zealand, and then are you bringing kind of the similar tour here?
Honestly, it's the same experience that we were just talking about. You go over to another country we've never been before, and you're like, what is this going to be like? Are they going to know the songs? And I think it was way more amazing than we thought it could have dreamed that it was going to be, because not only were they singing, they bring the same exact energy and intensity and passion that we've seen at our other shows, but they also, a lot of them they had known us before TikTok.
Oh, that's cool.
I guess AGT, shortly after it was it's aired in America, I think it went over to Australia pretty quickly after that. So a lot of those people saw us there. And so when he said, who knows us from TikTok? Like some people said, oh yeah. And then there was a couple people like that booed. I thought that's what happened. And then he said, okay, well, who knows us from AGT? And they just like exploded. And so they were like, no, we're OGs. We were here from the beginning. And so there was like this pride in that we hadn't necessarily seen before. So that was really cool.
That is cool. It's funny that you said maybe you don't know, but maybe somebody booed, but it's like because they want to hold on to. It's like we knew them before.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I know.
It's just this loyalty. That's funny. It's like when something gets huge, then people are like, oh, well, at least I saw them when.
Yeah.
I know you guys are coming to Nashville. I recently moved here a couple of years ago. I said, and you're playing the Basement East, so. I want to go check you guys out, and then I want to say, I could say, hey, I saw them play here when you're at Bridgestone Arena the next time you come back.
It'd be
That's
great.
a dream.
Hey, you got? Did they management send you tickets? Did you get a guest list?
No, but I'll send an email. But I would love that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So, well, tell me about the new song, In Therapy, and what it's about. Obviously probably therapy, but I haven't heard it, so I'd love to hear about it.
Yeah, it's kind of it's a very interesting song to me because it's obviously heavy topics. It's all like my insecurities from anything, from relationships to what I think about myself to situations that make me uncomfortable, whatever. And it like turned into more of a celebration song. Like the actual musicality of it is more of like a bunch of like messed up people sitting in a room, but we're all really, really trying. And so it's like as if you're having a party over just trying your best. It's kind of what it felt like to me. But we went to a 1975 concert, and I like my brain started going, and I was there with my girlfriend at the time, and my brain just kept spinning. I was like, man, why am I so jealous right now? And I was like, I know this is my job. But I was like, what if she likes it more? What if she likes this more? What if I'm not good enough? And just my brain kept spinning, and I almost couldn't enjoy the concert.
So relatable.
And so I went back home and I wrote a verse just saying, I saw the 1975, Maddie was great. He's saying, all right, but I was scared that you like him more than me. And that was the first line I wrote. And so then it just kind of took off going through many different insecurities, but just saying, but I guess that's what I'm in therapy for. And so, but it's just this celebration of like, we're still here trying, we're working.
Wow. Oh, so is that ended up being the first line of the song as well?
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. It's like so direct. Like this is happening. I'm gonna write it down exactly how it happened, and then that's gonna be the first line of the song.
That's one of my favorite things. Someone said that a long time ago, where you can come up with these beautiful analogies and you can say stuff, but
or you can just
say it.
Yeah. And when you just say it, it's cool because a lot of people would try to be like, oh, let me try to come up with some metaphorical way to write this. But when you just say it, it's like, wow, that's perfectly said and direct, and it's awesome. Yeah,
I appreciate it. I hope people like it.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear it. And I can't wait to see you guys in March. But real quick, or this month, I guess, in 10 days.
Yeah, right.
I'm so confused. I'm so bad with the time. It just feels like it just became 2023. I was checking out your Patreon real quick, Joshua. I love
cool.
I know this isn't related to the band, but I'm just curious about, it's like about sound therapy. Is that what you're into? Like I've talked to a lot of people about like, what are they called? The sound, like baths and stuff like it. That's all so fascinating to me.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, honestly, I'm exploring it right now. So I'm just bringing people along this journey of me exploring this stuff. And
okay.
It's right now I'm working on, so frequencies and just the power of certain frequencies and how our brain resonates in certain frequencies, these 5 states that the brain is we were actually just talking about this. And so I'm exploring the gap between sound therapy and art. So creating something that is kind of in the middle there, that's therapeutic and using frequencies and stuff, and particular frequencies that are really beneficial to the body, that science has proven to be beneficial to the body, but then also making it artistic. So I'm just kind of exploring that middle ground between the two right now. So.
Oh, cool. And are you creating your own like music with those frequencies?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
wow. Okay. I was
yeah.
trying to figure, I was just reading about it, what you had on your Patreon.
Oh, cool.
It's really cool.
Oh, sick. Yeah.
I've tried to look up, I've interviewed another person that had, they were talking about it a little bit, and it's really interesting to dive in. You can find different frequencies on like YouTube and stuff that are supposed to be like, the vagus nerve stimulating sound and all this stuff. It's
weird.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of the stuff that I saw on YouTube was really, it was very much geared towards the therapy side. So there wasn't a whole lot of like, it wasn't very melodic. It wasn't very rhythmic. It was way more atmospheric and stuff.
Right.
And so I wanted to write and just explore adding some more melodies in there, some more themes, some more rhythm, some more harmony, chordal structures, but then also having that therapy aspect to it. So the tunes that I have right now they've got this particular frequency that's pretty much playing throughout them all, but then it's got all these melodies and rhythms and stuff around it. So you're getting the therapy, but then it's also art and it's interesting like around it. So just mess around. It's just a lot of fun.
No, that's so creative. That's cool. I would check. It's only $1 a month. I think I can handle that.
Thanks, man. That'd be rad.
No, that's rad. Well, and I appreciate you guys doing this today. And thanks for doing the video thing too. I just think it adds such a cool element to it, especially your fans. They get to see the room you're in. I think that's kind of one of the benefits that came out of the pandemic. It's like you get to see where your favorite artists kind of hang out or whatever.
Yeah,
that's really true. Yeah.
But I have one more question before I let you go. I want to see if I can get an individual answer from you all. If you have any advice for aspiring artists.
Love that question.
Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. I think, the idea of staying authentic, it sounds so cliche, but like finding a way that can actually like resonate with you new, like every single day type of a thing. And so for me, I feel like that means finding the joy in it and like the parts of it that make me enjoy it. Because when I lose that, then I'm forcing content, I'm forcing the art in every form, which then just never produces good stuff, in my opinion. So like finding a way to consistently connect with the parts of it that you love as an artist, and as you do have to do the stuff that's like, you just got to do it. It's the monotonous, whatever social media things that people hate, but every day finding the reason that you love it, just as a constant reminder, because it's a hard climb, not gonna lie. You can lose yourself in all of it, but finding the piece that you love, and then just getting comfortable, I like to say, with doubt. Just like it's your buddy that will always be there. Don't think that he'll go away. But yeah, just get comfortable that you'll doubt yourself, but that it's okay, and that's normal, and everybody does. So that's what I was saying.
Love that.
Yeah. I just say like to specifically like songwriters, like no one said it like you, even if it's the same concept, even if it's the same thing that you're talking about, no one said it like you. So don't worry that you have to make it not sound like something else, or you're not being original. You are being an original person because you're you, and no one's going to say it like you.
Love that.
A lot. Yeah, I mean, just tagging on to both of those things, that the authenticity, I think, is really important. And I think that's kind of the job as being an artist, is to explain and express the world through your own eyes, and just like talk about your experiences talk about the world through your own experiences. And there's a lot of soul searching that comes in that, and it can be very scary. Because you're constantly having that communication back and forth between the critic, and then the writer, and then the doubt comes into that. And so I think just keep going. It's fine. Like, it's going to get hard, and that's okay. That's part of it. If it didn't get hard, you're doing something wrong. So just keep writing and keep sharing what the world looks like through your eyes. Bringin' it backward.